So some of the weeds I picked today are like edible weeds, and some of the edible weeds we have are native, natural, like the wandering dew or scurvy weed, which is our native one with the little blue flowers. So that's the vitamin C one for the sailors. So this is the amaranth, which we've got a lot there, which is the lots of different varieties of amaranth around the world. They're all edible. I believe they originally came from South America, so they're one of the most ancient grains or seeds. And you can have amaranth flour. It's gluten-free, very, very high in protein and lots of sort of stuff. So all amaranth family, and we do have wild amaranth in Australia as well. So there's that one, there's the one that gets the big red head. So they're quite good. These are just weeds, lots of weeds. And last week Renata took home some purslane, which was it's a really yummy one. And then you've probably seen some of these other weeds, like these thistles, milk thistle. So that's a tall one going to seed. So that's in the lettuce family. It's a kind of wild lettuce. And you've probably seen lots of these around. So they're a milk thistle or a wild lettuce. So a lot of these varieties are, they're a lettuce, they're related, but they're kind of an original form. So you can imagine people, still eating these. They're edible, but people have bred them over the years to be nice looking lettuce in different colours. You can see where you get all the different colour lettuce from originally. So there are, that's fine if you see them. You wash them, eat them. They do have a white sap when you break it. It has a white sap, which don't get that in your eyes. It's an irritant, so don't touch your eyes or mucous membrane and stuff. But the whole plant, you can still eat that sap. So there's lots and lots of that one, and these other weeds. I'll give to my chooks. So there's quite a lot at different times of the year. Sometimes for my business, in winter I run like an edible weeds tour around the streets. And in winter's definitely a better time of the year for all the edible weeds. So that was another one I pulled out. You'll see a lot of these around. And it gets these little berries, and they'll turn black. There was a lot of them at the front when we cleaned up. They'll turn black and shiny, and they'll get bigger, and you can eat those once they're black and shiny. So that's black nightshade. So it's exactly the same family as tomato, potato, chili. There's some there actually coming through the fence behind you, creeping. You can see the big berries. Yeah. So it's in the Solanaceae family, which is potato, chili, tomato, capsicum, tamarillo, and the Solanaceae all have the same little flower, which is 5 petals with a little center. And if you look at it, they look very much like a little tomato. But the plant itself is toxic. So the nightshade family is toxic, but we've learned to grow and eat the fruit. So you can't eat potato leaves; they're very, very toxic. You can't eat tomato plant. You can't eat chilies and capsicums. You can eat the leaves. It's a bit different, but the nightshade family. So in Romeo and Juliet, at the end when he took the poison, or she took the poison, she drank nightshade. You'll see that in medieval literature about drinking. It's a poison, and so it's made from different plants, the nightshade. So there is an actual nightshade plant as well, but they're quite edible.
Why?
I was tempted to do it. Okay, no.
The really dark, two really dark ones there. Try a small one, just eat the whole fruit. And they're kind of, it might be bitter, it might be a little bit sweet. It's not too bad. And anything like this, when you're introducing edible weeds to your diet, you do it slowly. There's a wild amaranth, a type of amaranth. So you always introduce them very slowly, just little bits. Like the purslane you took home, you wouldn't eat the whole lot in one go by yourself. You just pick little bits here and there. So there's a nice, really big one of that wild lettuce. and it's getting the flowers on it, so they'll open up like almost like a dandelion, the wild, and these are the seeds eventually that will come out. So if you see them on site, you know, take them home or keep them for the chickens. They're quite good. So yeah, there's lots and lots of those I've kept today for my chickens, and we can eat them as well, and ducks. And a lot of these are old world things too, so they're quite medicinal. You see them in a lot of herbal books that I'll have. It's good for this, or it's good for this. They're quite good. So yeah, it's and as winter comes, we can find more and more edible weeds. There's some on site here that I haven't picked yet, but there's some down along the fence, like dock and stuff like that we can definitely pick other ones and make salads and stuff. So, and you know, they've come here from other countries. They've been brought here by Asians, Mediterraneans, Europeans originally. So they are actually, they're not. We call them a weed, but they're actually you can see some of these, like the purslane you can buy in Ala in the markets and stuff like that. So it's very good, very exciting. We have all this food if we, you know, when the zombies come, we know what to eat.
Oh, the purslane was really nice in the salad.
Yeah.
Because also it's moist.